Hi, it's Michelle and Chris again.
Hello.
So this morning we went to St. Stephen's Cathedral, and if anybody out there has been to Vienna, you've probably absolutely seen St. Stephen's Cathedral. And I've been in, this is my second time, which absolutely blows my mind, Chris, because I never thought I'd come back. First time I went in, and it didn't quite happen the same this time, because it's the second time. My jaw dropped open. It's just so beautiful to me, so glorious and so ethereal. I don't know what the word is. Glass harmonica in there. That would be amazing. Right?
Wow.
Okay, anyway, so it was beautiful and gorgeous, and I just know Haydn was a choir boy there, and he got kicked out for essentially cutting off somebody's pigtail, and yeah, he was a bit of a jokester, and Mozart had done things in there, and so Paradis probably definitely did, and so it was a very central important thing in Vienna, this St. Stephen's Cathedral. Dulon probably never went there, but who knows? Maybe he went in. I don't know. It's not written down anywhere, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. So what did you think of it, Chris?
I was thinking the whole time about music in the space and how much I would have loved to hear the organ or a choir or any kind of music. And it also made me more conscious of the overlap between music and sacred spaces, which is not, it's still, obviously that's an alive tradition today, but you go to mass on Sunday, and Paradis probably went to mass there. Why wouldn't she? And you would hear incredible music. And you mentioned the organ up in the loft, that we couldn't get to it, but
so big, so
Michelle's
cool.
going, oh, there's pipes over there, and there's pipes over there. So the sound, I'm sure, is overwhelming to experience. So when I was there, that's sort of what I was thinking about. And then there's the bell tower. We went up the bell tower.
I didn't do that before. I didn't know there was a bell tower. I missed that one.
The first time you were here.
First time I was here, yeah. And that bell is huge, made out of, it said, actually Google, of, what did I say, it was Spanish? No.
It was made from Turkish cannons.
Turkish cannons.
Vienna was under siege, I think, more than once by the Turks.
Yeah.
And interestingly, they melted down the cannons, and instead of making more cannons, they turned it into a devotional object.
It's huge. It's like,
22,000 kilograms or
1,000 kilograms, something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
23,000, whatever it was, a huge, 23,000 kilograms. Huge thing. And they probably, apparently, I looked it up to see how they would do it. They would dig a pit to make it. So I'm like, how do they to cast it?
How do you cast something so big?
It's huge. Yeah. It was huge. And it was high, and it was pretty cool. And it also said that it took 16 men to pull
on the ropes.
So
they would pull the bell, not the clapper, I thought they would be pulling a mallet or swinging a mallet of some sort, but it sounds like the ropes were attached to the bell.
I think so.
And the whole bell moved in order to bang onto the whatever the thing was. So now it's behind glass, but you go up this elevator, and there's a walk around, which the vista, apparently beautiful, of the city. So you can walk around up there, but the bell itself is behind glass, and it's rung on religious
high days
holidays.
And holidays, essentially, or for Pope dies or something.
New Year's Eve too.
New Year's Eve, yeah.
So I really liked to think what it would be like to be out. It'd probably be disturbing. Actually, it would be so intense.
If you're up there.
But there's slats, right? There's louvers. Is that
what you call them? There's louvers.
They in bell towers have this where they can open parts of it to let the sound out, to spread the sound.
Before you got there, when Jason and I were there, the bells were ringing for a very long time.
I missed that.
Yeah, and I took a recording of it, so I want to listen to that right now for a sec. Now that was pretty incredible because it went on for about 3 minutes. It was, I don't know, it was like beckoning or something. I don't know. It's like telling something. It was a huge. I can imagine like people didn't wear watches and certainly didn't have phones.
Yeah.
And then eventually, and on the hour it also did the hour thing. So that's how you know. Oh, it's 4:00 now. 4 bells. 4 times the bells.
Yeah, or
bell
probably
toll.
at the prayer times.
Prayer times.
They would be rung at prayer times.
Whatever they did. I don't know what they did with the bells, but it's very interesting.
I want to mention also that out front of the cathedral, there's a tactile scale model that you can touch, and I loved that so much. It was done in some kind of metal, so I could feel all of the turrets and the towers. I don't know the proper names for them, but the shape of the cathedral was evident, and a lot of the decoration. And I had always heard that cathedrals are made in a cross shape, and I was checking for that, and I was able to identify. Yeah, that arm is a little longer, and so it's the classic cross shape, and it was very beautiful. It was like a meter by a meter or something of this tactile. So to get the whole big picture is priceless for me as a blind person. Also, an excellent way to get a big picture sense of what the whole construct looks like. So, which is difficult when you're blind to get the whole thing, from verbal description, but to have it under your hands is an amazing opportunity. All the places we've been in Vienna have, like, there's a lot of tactile diagrams and some braille available, and the obviously tourism has done some work for accessibility, so that's lovely for us to experience.
So at the palace, we saw this chapel where Paradis was baptized, which was really cool. Beautiful little chapel, very full of ornate this, that, and the other. Really nice. That's all we did there. We were running out of time, but that's what we went there for. We wanted to see the chapel, and we got to see the chapel. The air was a little colder. It was. How do I explain it? It was.
Otherworld. You felt you were in a different place.
Yes, you did.
I wish they could have closed. It would have been they had very, very, very tall wooden doors,
Huge,
and
yeah.
I was so curious to know what it feels like in there with the doors closed, because outside of the chapel was all, a lot of tourists and people walking around on a spring day. But if you closed those big, tall, heavy doors, you would be very, very much in a dedicated devotional space. You would feel it much more with the doors closed.
It was interesting because the pews there were quite ornate at the corners.
Very, yes.
And then at the St. Stephen's, they were very plain.
Much simpler.
Gothic
Much
versus.
simpler.
I don't know exactly when the palace was built, but it was a few hundred years later, so a whole different style.
Very different style.
Yeah, so those are two places that we have gone to that we wanted to tell you about.
Yeah.
That do have something to do with our people.
Yeah.
And
the acoustics, that's what I come back to, is just what would music have sounded like in those spaces.
imagine Haydn singing in that as a choir boy for years at St. Stephen's. Like, wow.
To hear a choir in there would just be...
It'd be fantastic.
Like stories tall, like 3 church stories tall, very, very high ceilings.
And there is an organ concert tomorrow, but we're leaving. We can't hear it. That would have been cool, but hey, I have reason to come back someday.
So much to do, so
much to do, so little time.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to leave you with this.
We're off to another palace.
Yes, we
We're
are.
off to another palace.
We'll tell you about
Mozart.
that. We'll tell you about that. Yeah, we're going to go to a dinner, special dinner, and a lovely concert afterwards. I'm sure it'll be lovely. Osberg Palace.
Yeah, lots of Mozart and Strauss. Beautiful.
Yes,
Very
and
beautiful.
Mozart and Haydn and those guys had stuff premiered there and everything. We'll talk about that after we experience it.
Yeah.
So let's go experience that now.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Like. Thanks. And subscribe.